Because I think that all the songs are pretty timeless, and I think people are bored of formatted 3-minute music that you hear on the radio. And also because when 12 people sing together, it has something. There's something sacred about it, and something gives you great feeling. And I think that's why people went out and bought this record. About the same time that we used on chapter one, was about 6 to 8 months, which starts really with collecting songs, and then you throw things away because they don't work. So all in all, yeah, close to 8 months. We recorded the new album in a converted church that has been converted to a studio 10 years ago, which is called Henry Wood Hall, and it's in central London. Well, if you like the first record, you certainly will like the second one. Everything is basically the same, apart from the songs are different. But this time we spent more time in putting things together, because the first time we had to spend a lot of time on getting the format right, because it was something new. So this time, since this was established, we could have we were able to spend more time on actually producing the record. So therefore we recorded real strings this time, instead of using synths. We have guitars and real percussion, and just allowed us a bit more time on actually making the record. Um, well, picking the songs is a major task on making this such record. I have loads of records. I'm a really excessive CD and record collector. So and there are lots of songs that go through your head when you collect an album like this. So you start with a list. You write songs down that I personally like, and you get to, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 songs, and then you start throwing songs away that first of all don't match with because of the lyrical content, or where you just have the guys that you're working with say, "Oh, we all hate that song. Don't please make us do this song." So that goes, and then you end up with maybe 50 songs, and then the next thing is that a couple of songs don't work because uh, Gregorian chant music is written for 7 notes. So basically on the keyboard, all the half notes, normally we have 12 different notes. All the 5 half notes are, they're not used in Gregorian chant music. So therefore, you have only limited amount of songs, which are also written on, just the 7 notes that are equivalent for Gregorian chant music. So therefore, you have a system where you just throw songs out of the window, and you end up with maybe 20 songs that you take into the studio to record. And also then, when you record them, immediately, this doesn't work. Well, it's a major challenge to, if you pick songs which basically represent the best that has been written in pop and rock music over the last 40 years, to suddenly write a song that kind of fits in there without being, I don't want to say, without being embarrassing. So however, we try to write a couple of songs, and one of the songs that were written within this team ended up on this record, and it turned out really good. So it really withstands, um, all these pieces. Um, when we first started this project, we went to a choir with its own infrastructure. I mean, a kind of intact choir, which was the Monteverdi choir. The problem is that when you go to a choir which is famous in classical music, or hymn music in England, uh, that these people, they never listen to radio. So you come across, you say, we have now this song by Eric Clapton, and 8 of these guys go, who's Eric Clapton? which is quite weird. So therefore, if you ask somebody to sing a song they never heard before, and to ask them sing it in the Gregorian style, but sing it in English, they think you're a complete weirdo. So they can't follow your visions at all. So therefore, we gave up on that, and we thought again and picked basically singers, handpicked them, like, you know, main choir people from all the best choirs of church music in England, and you know, handpicked people that on one hand have a complete classical background and are trained on singing this kind of music, and on the other hand, you know, listen to chart radio and you know, grew up with, you know, rock music, and who immediately say, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. So, and you know, now we put this choir together and it worked well. Well, the first time I really kind of listened to Gregorian chant music, and it really had an impact on me, where I thought, oh, this is great, was when I saw this film from the book of Umberto Eco, The Name of the Rose, and that has lots of, you know, Gregorian chant music in it, and I thought, this is so unique and so out of, you know, off the wall. I want to do something with that, and I lived in Spain at that time, and I went to a monastery, El Escorial, and you know, there are still monks singing this kind of music in Latin, and there was a kind of, you know, group of school pupil, and one of the kids had a Walkman on and headphones on, and through the headphones you heard, like, you know, pss, 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 some rhythm. You listen to dance music or something, and on another room the choir was singing, and I thought, you know, this works great. So I went back, discussed it with the guy I worked with then, and that resulted in Enigma, and that was something like 12 years ago. And I thought 3 years ago, you know, with the millennium stuff and so on, that it was time again to do something like this, and that resulted in Gregorian.